welcome to the garden. Today I'm out in the front and I've been pulling weeds in the rocks here. We always get dandelions and things, and apparently we got some sort of spruce. So I'm going to transplant this and try and grow this as a bonsai. So traditionally, evergreens are one of the most famous bonsai plants. Could probably grow a maple even as a bonsai. That would be really cool. We might try some of that. The first step is just to excavate basically all these rocks, because this kind of showed up from seed. It's pretty far away from the nearest spruce, about 30-40 feet. It's a really good looking plant. All that light green stuff is new growth. So last year it probably would have been just that little stem with those darker green needles. But it looks really healthy, so hopefully we'll be able to pop this out without much harm. It's had a really nice set of roots. I tried to get as deep as I could on some of these tap roots, and this one I think was the longest, this lateral root here. So we're going to kind of coil that into a pot. So I'm going to use just a little container, and I'm going to fill up with some native soil with just a touch of potting mix. Then we're going to slide in those roots. We don't want them to be folded back on each other, but if they kind of coil around, that's probably fine. So that looks really nice there. We'll just backfill some of our mix. We'll just try and give this full sun. Keep it moist, but let it dry out just a touch in between waterings. And eventually we'll be able to kind of prune this and train this into a lovely bonsai shape. Check out all the new growth on our pine trees. You can tell because it's nice and light green, whereas the old stuff is a bit darker. Beautiful contrast, and just like 3 or 4 inches of new growth. Pretty amazed. We've also got a blue spruce over here. You can see a little bit of that bluish green color, and then the new stuff is like a bright green. Just lovely. I found another plant that we could use as a bonsai experiment. Growing in the strawberry patch here is this little, what I think is a yew. It's a type of evergreen hedge, commonly grown. But we might be able to train this, and I think it looks just enough like a pine tree where we can get away with that bonsai look. So we're going to excavate this and see if we can plant it out just like our other one. It actually went extremely well. We very quickly excavated the entire root. Since there's no rocks in this part of the garden, it just came up really quickly. So we're going to use a little bit of a taller planter, but again we're going to use native soil with just a touch of that potting mix to just lighten it up, add a little organic matter. There we go. It's a really good looking plant. There we go. Another awesome looking bonsai. I love these little evergreens. So just for fun, maybe let's see if we can find a little maple. I really like this little spruce. I also managed to find these little guys. Not sure what they are yet, but they'll probably identify themselves over time. And then we have the yew, at the very back, nice and tall, and I managed to find a little maple. I actually pulled this yesterday, but the leaves look good enough to where maybe we could transplant it out, just rehydrate it, and it should do fine. It's got a nice small root system, so this pot should be just about perfect. There we go. I'm going to definitely soak this one really, really heavily. But I think that's a perfect little size for this little tree. It'll be a fun experiment seeing how we can train it and prune it to look like a Japanese maple. Kind of contort it in different curves, and oh, it's going to be awesome. So I hope you stay tuned and see how these bonsai progress. You can start your own bonsai by finding little evergreens around the garden. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.